Trump's new bill just eliminated benefits for a whole lot, millions of Americans. But while everybody is panicking about these cuts, there is something huge going on in the background that they're also not telling you about. So this same bill just created some of the biggest demand for tech workers that most people don't even know exists. Now, y'all know I do track the tech industry and the hiring and all these things for years now. And I'm gonna break down some of the things that's going on behind the scenes. And to be honest, it's not like some of the stuff that we've seen for a long time. So if you're smart about what's happening right now, you could be looking at a six-figure career change within the next 12 months or so. That being said, what's good? I'm Tech Bag Trey, your favorite cousin on your mama's side. And if you've been following my channel, then you know from time to time I do like to break down what's really happening in tech when mainstream media is missing the story or they just don't want to talk about the story. So I've been analyzing the bill for a little bit, just figuring out what's going on. And now while politicians are arguing about food stamps and Medicaid cuts, there's something way bigger that's actually happening, right? So these major corporations are quietly preparing for a large hiring wave in manufacturing and automation technology. And it's being funded by the tax incentives that most people don't even know exist, right? So y'all are watching people argue about these talking points and stuff like that when that's not literally gonna change your bottom line. It's not gonna change your bank account. So I'm talking the stuff that can actually change that, right? So what's the positive side? Now, sometimes if we got to get negative, y'all know I will. But for the most part, mainstream media is going to take care of that. I'm trying to see what's the solution. What's going to get us right, okay? So here's what's happening that nobody's talking about. Trump's big, beautiful bill. It's including something called the 100% bonus depreciation and immediate R&D expensing. Now, what is the translation on that? Now, companies can now write off the entire technology investments immediately instead of like over several years. Okay, so what does that mean? That means if a manufacturing company spent $10 million on automation equipment, then they can deduct the full $10 million from their taxes this year. So they're not going to have to spread it out. And that's going to be a huge savings for a lot of these companies. And it's making companies rush into like automate and bringing production back in house, right? And bringing it back to America instead of overseas. So here's the kicker though. Like this is where you come in. They need people who can actually run the technology. So we're talking about roles that like, I don't know if they even existed 5 years ago. If they did, go ahead and put that in the comments below. But they're paying big money because there's not enough qualified people to fill these positions now. So I'm seeing job postings for manufacturing automation specialists starting at $85,000, no degree required. Industrial IoT, 120,000. Supply chain coordinators, $95,000 to $110,000 a year. Now, these are not your typical tech jobs, right? Like these are the new backbone of American manufacturing. So let me show you something that mainstream media isn't covering. Now, I've been tracking these job postings from job listings for a while, and these numbers are interesting, right? So Ford's ASEP Program, actively recruiting automation technicians, and they're starting at 62,000, and they can go up from there to 110,000 for the senior positions. Like this is their real program. So you can earn while you learn, and they're gonna give you the full training. General Motors, they just said that they're expanding their ASEP program. These technicians are reaching $110,000 a year as certified technicians, no college degree required, just a high school diploma and the sponsored training. Now, this is where it's gonna really get interesting. Now, GE Vernova, they just announced 650 new jobs with a $160 million expansion in South Carolina. Now, this is increasing gas turbine production from 37 to 70 plus units a year. And they definitely need people right now. TSMC Arizona, like this is one of the biggest stories that nobody's talking about. They're investing $65 billion and they're creating 6,000 direct high-tech jobs plus 20,000 construction positions. And these are companies that are making the world's like some of the most advanced computing chips, and they're doing it right here, okay? Right here in America. Now, here's where it really gets crazy. The cybersecurity side is even better. So cybersecurity or IT, if that's your thing, the Department of Homeland Security, they're posting positions like $104,000 to $172,000. Lockheed Martin, entry-level cybersecurity analyst, starting at $75,000 to $95,000 a year. And they're welcoming military experience as well instead of degrees. So this is what I'm saying. Government contract positions, CACI, CAIC, BAE or BAE, my bad, not to be confused with your girlfriend, right? But BAE Systems offering $80,000 to $150,000 a year for these cybersecurity roles. And if you can get a cybersecurity clearance, then you can add on probably another 10 to 25,000, 10 to 20,000, 10 to 25% to those salaries. So when we break down this opportunity that we got, now I'm not about to sit here and promise you some get rich quick, right? That's not what I'm about. I'm about get rich for sure, okay? So it might take some time, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have a career trajectory, okay? So I'm gonna tell you exactly what skills these companies are looking for right now so that you can align yourself and get yourself right. Now, I did look at a lot of job postings. Now, first, industrial Ford's ASEP program and GM's ASEP program. These are probably the gold standard for this. Hey, and they're probably gonna pay you while you train. Automation engineers, they're offering $100,000+ a year, and GM technicians are getting $100,000 a year as well. And these programs are 100% placement rates. Number two, manufacturing technology. Boeing posted CNC programming positions at $46 an hour. That's like $97,000, $100,000 a year, right? Basically. Simon's automation technicians averaging $142,000 a year, and even entry-level roles like with companies like Elite Automation in North Carolina that we're offering $95,000 to $115,000 a year for PLC programs. Number three, cybersecurity infrastructure. Now, this is where some of the real money is. You got CompTIA certification, 3 to 4 months to get minimum, and that's going to open the door to about a $72,000 starting salary. Now, if you get some experience, the certified ethical hacker, the people who have that, they're going to earn $90,000 to $168,000 a year on average. CISSP averaging $120,000 a year, and CASP holders are making $165,000 a year on average as well. Number four, telecommunications. All right, Verizon Networks, their technicians are earning $58,000 to $100,000 a year. AT&T, I saw about $81,000 on average a year, and this is what's going to get it. If you can get your CCNA certification, you are then looking at $74,000 to $165,000 a year with an average of $86,000 a year. CCNP, averaging $100 and something thousand dollars a year. CCIE, you're giving up $151,000 a year. So here's the thing that's going to make the difference from these regular tech jobs is these roles are specifically designed to support the physical infrastructure in manufacturing. So you're not actually competing with somebody from India who can do your job remotely, right? Like these jobs have to be done right here by people who live here, right? So if you're liking manual work or like actually going into these spaces, then at least these salaries are going to be worth it. Now, how do you actually get into these roles? I've been looking and researching. Now, here's the most realistic path. Most of these companies care more about certifications and demonstrated skills over degrees, right? So for these automation roles, Ford's ASEP program and GM's ASEP program, like these are going to be your best bet. They're going to give you full training and you're going to be able to earn while you learn. And we're going to require a high school diploma plus the dealership sponsorship. Y'all, it's hot. Cybersecurity, CompTIA, Security Plus, that's probably going to be what you call the golden ticket in these, right? But it's going to take about 3 to 4 months, like I said, and it's probably going to cost you under $400 for this exam. And it's going to immediately qualify you for a $72,000 plus job a year. Now, I'm going to turn around. Now, if you're military and former law enforcement, then you're already ahead of the game on those, right? So that's cool. Now, telecommunications, it's going to start you at the CCNA certification, and that's going to be a 3 to 6 month commitment. That's going to open the door for $74,000 to $165,000 job. Fiber optics technician certification, the CFOT. It's going to take some weeks to get that, and that'll get you into a $55,000 to $75,000 range starting immediately. So the fastest path for manufacturing that I found is the PLC programming. Now, you can learn the basics of this in 3 to 6 months, and companies like KUKA are giving $75,000 to $85,000 jobs just for programmers. Six Sigma Green Belt certification. Now, it's going to take you about 6 to 8 months to get there, but that's going to give you the opportunity to make $91,000 to $135,000 salaries. Okay. Now, I've been looking into programs that actually work, and I'm going to be real. I'm going to always go with the one that I use as well. Okay. And that's Course Careers. Now, if you know anything about my story, or you've been looking at my videos and you've watched them, I went from not having a job because of COVID and not knowing like where to go to getting enrolled in tech sales by using Course Careers and learning that information that I needed to learn. It got me a $70,000 plus starting job, no experience, no degree, in a month and a half. Now from there, I've seen hundreds of people get in through IT, move up to cybersecurity roles, and tech sales, move up to account executives. Like I've seen people move just from taking Course Careers, so I'll always be behind them. And they're on the blue collar and the tech sales job. So they have specific tracks for IT and cybersecurity that aligns perfectly with what these infrastructure jobs are requiring. So the cybersecurity track is going to prepare you for the exact CompTIA certification that these government contractors are looking for. And all you got to do is click the link below if you want to check that out. They do have the free intro courses. And if you do use that link below, it's also going to give you a deal off that you're not going to see on the main website for all their courses. Now, after the free intro course, it is going to be around $500 one time for the course. But again, if you use that link below, you'll get a different discount that you won't see on the website at all. And the reality check, here's the reality check. There are companies like Ryder in Indianapolis that are giving $58,000 starting jobs a year for automation maintenance technicians, or database technology in Connecticut, paying $82,000 to $100,000 a year. Elite Automation in North Carolina, $95,000 to $115,000 jobs a year. And that's literally 100 to 200 times the investment of $500 that you're given in that first year alone. Everything after that, gravy. So if you're not making any of those salaries right now, that's a no-brainer. All right. So here's why this timing matters on this, y'all. These tax incentives, they're kicking in immediately. Like today is Saturday. I think he just signed everything on Friday. So these companies, they're already moving fast and they're going to be taken advantage of, right? So we're seeing these hiring timelines. They're probably going to be way faster than normal. So some of these companies, they're hiring and starting people within 30 days. We're probably going to see that. Like this window is not going to stay open forever. As more people catch on to the opportunities and the stuff that I just talked about, the competition is going to increase. Right now, a lot of these roles are getting filled up by people who happen to know somebody, or they're just stumbling across the right job posting. By the end of 2025, I'm probably predicting that these roles are going to be much more competitive as word gets out and more people transition into these roles and they're able to see this bag that they get, right? So check this out. Whether you're taking advantage of this or not, that's up to you. These companies that I just talked about, they are hiring right now. And this is going to be one of the biggest shifts that we're going to see in American manufacturing infrastructure in our lifetime, possibly. So if you're looking to position yourself for some of these roles, here's what I recommend. Number one, research all these specific programs. Ford ASEP, GM ASEP, they do have applications open right now. You need dealership sponsorship, but they are actively recruiting. Number two, cybersecurity. The U.S. Cyber Command is for these analyst positions at $45,000 to $100,000 a year. Department of Veteran Affairs, up to $120,000 a year. Real jobs, real timelines. Number three, if you want structured training that's going to align with what these employers are actually looking for, that's going to actually get you hired, then you need to check out Course Careers, the free intro courses. I got the link down below, or you can go to getintechtoday.com. And their cybersecurity, their IT tracks, like that's going to prepare you for the exact certification that these contractors are requiring. And they even have help with course instructors and trainers as well. Number four, start following the job boards. You need to be immersing yourself. TSMC Arizona, GM Vernova, Ford, GM, they're all posting regularly. So you want to look for these terms like automation technician, cybersecurity analyst, network specialist, PLC programmer. Like, this is not about politics, y'all. I couldn't care less, if I'm being honest. Like at the end of the day, what I do and what we're talking about right here is putting yourself in position to be able to capitalize on the economic opportunities. Okay, so while everybody else is arguing about what's getting cut and like all of that kind of stuff, smart people are positioning themselves for what's being built. Currently, there's 465,000 manufacturing jobs open, 119,000 plus telecommunication jobs open on LinkedIn. So manufacturing construction just hit a record $238 billion. The question is not whether if these jobs exist or not, right? Obviously they exist, they're there. The question is if you're gonna be ready to get those. So, it could take you a year or 2 years. That's not the point. The point is to position yourself. Like if you're not making those salaries that I just talked about, then you need to position yourself over the next 1 to 5 years to be able to get into these roles. That's what we're talking about. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you got anything out of it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's going to help the algorithm get this out to more people who need to hear it. If you know somebody who needs to hear this information, make sure you get it to them. Send it to them, message them, let them know. I appreciate you for that, and I'll see you in the next video.